trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person, one family, one business at a time. Shaw & Associates is a wealth management investment firm that specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And this is my 8 o'clock interview, and I'm going to have a good time because these guys, they know how to put it together. They're both professionals.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Steve Smith, the CAO for Sutter County, although he's open to run for governor if anybody's interested. And Robert Bendorf, who is not willing to do that, who is the city manager for Yuba City. Have you guys seen enough with some of the stuff that goes on? You go, I don't want that job. I don't want that.
I don't want it, but I'll be his campaign manager.
There you go, Steve. That works out. And I'm willing to be your press secretary.
Well, I got the voter guide the other day, and it looked like either for governor or vice governor, there's about 20 candidates right now, right? I think for each of them, there's in the teens. So it's pretty
crazy.
Interesting.
So just one more to the mix as writing candidate.
Yeah.
Here you have it.
I better hurry up.
Well, they used to say back, I think it was the 40s, chicken in every pot.
Yeah.
So they had something that they could offer people. People like, wow, well, we're going to give food. I'm a child of the 60s. They said a pot in every chicken. Right? They just flipped that puppy around. We were like, yeah, man, that's good. Well, I was just thinking, I got drafted during Vietnam. We weren't allowed to vote. And people forget that. 18-year-olds could not vote. We got to vote because it was 21. And 18s got to vote during Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow.
Because I remember that was such a big deal. So I'm old enough to fight, but not old enough to vote.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm an old guy.
Did it change right then or shortly after?
I think it was 74. Have to fact check me on that, but yeah, it was a big deal. There were things that have just changed, and if we're not willing to accept changes, right? Then you're stuck where you're at. And there are parts of the Yuba Sutter area that I'm really grateful for that we haven't changed. Right? Be a community, connect together. Let's do things. Let's make this better. Let's everybody work to make it better. But there's other things that need to change, and that's why you gentlemen are going to tell us this morning what needs to change. Was that a good one? Were you ready for that one?
Yeah. Let me get my list.
Well, if you ask your average citizen, they'll say, well, okay, this is what needs to change. I have a pothole on my street that's right in front of my house. Fix that, and I'm happy. And it's like, okay, there's some bigger fish to fry, no pun intended, than that, right?
That is important, though, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's one of the probably common complaints we do get is the condition of the roads, and we've been discussing that recently too, and how expensive it is. I know Josh at Public Works at Yuba City. How much is it per mile?
Yeah, it's about to do a repair of a road where you do some grinding down to a fairly shallow level. It's about $2 million per mile to repair. And Yuba City has about 250 miles of roadway that it maintains. So when you look at the actual cost of getting to every street and the net effect of gas taxes that are received, less than $3 million a year, it makes it very difficult to get to everything. And so we just have to think a little bit different and be a little bit more creative, I guess, if you will, about how we approach these things. But unfortunately, conducting any type of business where it's related to local government, it's just not cheap.
No.
And it's unfortunate because if you go into a brick and mortar store and you buy something of value and you take it home, you have that tangible thing with you. It's your possession. And when you're providing services, and those things go up in price, but here you're buying a service, if you will, with local dollars, and it's difficult sometimes because you don't see that tangible benefit every day, but there's still water flowing to every home. We provide, roads, obviously, public safety, and all of those things. But again, it's not a tangible item that you could take away, but hopefully gives people a greater degree of comfort that they're being protected in that from fire, and our police services that we provide and sheriff's department. Everything's connected, Fish, and that's one of the things Steve and I talk about all the time, that it doesn't matter whether you're a county or city, but if you're in the same general area or same county, if you will, everything's connected. And what we do impacts the county, and what the county does impacts the city. And we recognize that. And that's why I think our relationship going forward, and all of Sutter County is just, I think it's just one piece of a puzzle, but it's probably the most important, is that we work together.
I'm every once in a while I'll get like, oh, really? It's like that? Both these cities, Marysville and Yuba City, are the county seats of the two counties.
Correct.
Right here, right? And so it's not like you're trying to work at a distance.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't know, how close are your offices, right? And it's like,
throw a stone and hit it.
Yeah, catty corner across the street.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I agree that working together collectively for it, and then plus you have, it seems normal that there is the thought of what's needed in the city and then what's needed in the rural community. And here, our rural community, you can't leave the city without hitting the rural community, the rural community, no matter which, you're going to hit farmland, no matter which way you go.
Yeah.
And so you guys already have a phenomenal connecting point that I don't think a lot of areas get that privilege.
Yeah, you're right. And also, with just in Sutter County, well, in Yuba County as well, but just two cities, right, with Yuba City being by far the largest, around 70,000 people, and then Live Oak around 10,000, and then they're a great partner as well. So Sutter County partners consistently with Live Oak, and we would have loved to have had Ben on too. There's some things going on this week, and that prevented that, but we'd love to come back on and bring Ben Moody, who's the city manager for Live Oak.
Nah, I don't like that guy. Ben, when I found that out, I went, Ben, you left us?
Yeah, right.
What a great man. Yeah. Just a great man. He gets it.
Yeah.
He just gets it. So, all kidding, Ben. Don't be flattening my tires or anything. Big sign. I go to Live Oak, big sign, no fish allowed, right? Yeah, that'd be great to bring him on, because there is that connection with the other cities, and we don't think about that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and you'd mentioned before we came on that we're all working regionally just for something fun for everyone. If I don't know, Robert, do you want to talk about that? Coming up in July.
Yeah.
So. Fascinating. Again, it's not so much coming up with something new, it's just thinking a little bit different. And, something that the city of Marysville, along, I believe, with the city of Yuba City, and I forget who else was involved initially when they brought back the fireworks show a few years ago. And so those discussions started occurring several months ago about this year's event, and it's something pretty special this year, obviously, with the nation's 250th celebration. And
that's huge.
We thought, hey, why not, again, think a little bit different and step it up a notch. So all the jurisdictions working together, make it a 2-day event. And in that 2-day event, you have the July 3rd and July 4th, Friday and Saturday, and there would be a fireworks show on the 3rd to kick things off, and some great entertainment and things for folks to do in Marysville at the River Bottoms, where the 4th of July show usually is.
Food trucks.
Yeah. And then the next day, on the 4th of July, we'll have a drone show. I mean, everything's in its stages of gaining final approval. but the drone show would be on the 4th of July, and it would be hosted in the Yuba Sutter Fairgrounds area there.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah, but it's all, I guess the magic behind it is it takes a lot of coordination. And obviously it takes some funding to do this, but all the jurisdictions locally, I know all those in Sutter County are participating, and all those in Yuba County are participating. So all 6 of us are coming together to put something on for the community where our families can enjoy things for a couple days. It gives them options, possibilities, whatever you want to call it, and they can stay here local and enjoy, some good family fun.
You got a couple of traditional things going on with Yuba City's got the fire department puts on the children's parade.
Yes.
On the 4th, and then Wheatland has their 4th of July parade, and so you get parades, you get fireworks, you get a drone show, and you get food trucks. Yes. I'm in.
Right. Yeah, and on top of that, there'll even be, in the fairgrounds portion over Yuba City, where we'll have the drone show in the evening, the intention now is to open the gates around 5 o'clock. It's alcohol-free event, but there'll be things for kids to do.
Wait, alcohol-free mean like free alcohol? Am I reading that?
I knew that was going to come up.
Don't say that, because then that place will pack out. It's like, what?
I really have to choose my words more wisely, I think.
No drinking.
Yeah. Maybe we need a huddle before we come on the radio. Just make sure we understand the rules. But we think it'll be a good time. There'll be things for kids to do, families to do. Yeah. But the gates would open up several hours before the drone show, entertainment, live bands, the whole 9 yards. And we're really hopeful that it's great for the community. And that's our wish. But all the jurisdictions came together to make this happen.
One of the things, and I don't know if other cities do it. I don't know. Other counties, I don't know. But when I first came here, one of the things that I really got excited about was how many bi-county organizations there were. How many things that the counties say, hey, look, we can do this better together, right? And then we can pool our resources and do that. And then I started noticing, even more recently, Yuba City did it, where they were able to take certain parts of the city and combine them, or they were able to separate it, where whatever was going to be more efficient. And I just love that there's these opportunities to, well, like you said, Robert, think outside the box. What can we do different? So how can we be cooperative, but how can we just be smarter with the funds we get? You guys, like it or not, you get a budget. And that's it. And the only thing that ticks me off about the budget is how much the state takes. Other than that, I'm fine, right? But if they just take a little less, we could do a little more. But there's my political statement
but
of
the
the
good
day.
news is Steve's going to change that when he becomes governor.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
So we have that going for us.
Vote.
Which is nice. You have those sound like you're one of us.
Yeah, oh man.
You're working for one of the cities or counties, because that's how we feel, and we see it time and time again, where something is taken away, and then if the local jurisdictions kind of complain loudly enough, something is given back at a fraction of what was taken, and it's happened time and time again from probably the 70s at least on through recently, and it is tough, and that's Robert used to be the CAO, the county administrator for Yuba County, of course, for many years, and we worked closely then, and we're working closely together now.
I never thought about that. That's funny.
Yeah, well, yeah,
because it's like okay, he jumped over the river, but he didn't get out of still doing what he was doing.
Well, and I can't pull anything over on him because he knows how counties work. Darn it! But but it's been great, and he understands counties, so it helps with him knowing our struggles as well. And we're just trying to do things more efficiently. And for years, Yuba and Sutter County are the only counties in the state that run behavioral health together. We have
juvenile hall.
Yeah, Tri-County Juvenile Hall. We have a Tri-County, not with Yuba, but we have Sutter. We have a Tri-County child support services and
veteran services.
Veteran services together. And
thank you very much.
And Yuba City runs animal control for the entire county. So yeah, there's just so many things that we do, some out of necessity because, just given the resources available, but obviously we want to be as efficient as possible as well.
Well, there's it's the story you hear over and over again about the presidency. They talk about, I'm going to do this. Then they get in and they get briefed on what's really going on. They go, well, I was going to do that, but now. And so this must be a little different for you, Robert, because you've already done this. There was really no surprises.
Right.
You're able to walk in and say, all right, I get this. So the learning curve was a little bit shorter, right, for you, because that's what it's going to take. People that fiscally understand that you got X number of dollars and then looking for those opportunities to be cooperative.
Right, and some folks have asked, "Hey, did your blood type change when you?" And I said, "Oh, it's nothing dramatic like that. Blood type is still the same, but it's really." I don't think any different other than the changing of a few zeros. People say, well, hey, you go from 20 department heads down to 8. And I think, okay, you're right. But then again, the services and who we're providing them for is more concentrated and to a higher level. And so some of the things that were certainly priorities, but they weren't elevated to the top of the list, or maybe a little bit different in the city. And you always worry about, hey, do we still have that connection to safety net services that the county provides and what's happening over there? And the only way to find that out is by working closely together. So our police works closely with our sheriff, and Steve and I work closely together so we can understand those impacts. And it's a challenge, and unless you keep talking, unless you keep doing this stuff together, you're not going to have successful outcomes for your residents. And that's one of the reasons why I know Sutter County's doing it. We're doing it as well, and baked into our leadership series, as you know, for the city. We have panels every time, and they're members of the community, and you. Thank you for participating in one of those. But we also have a focus group, city manager's focus group. And I know our council members are talking to people, but we're not telling them, hey, these are all the great things we've done. And especially now, we're having some community meetings. We're trying to find out what your priorities are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's so important to understand that, and that connection with community, like you mentioned earlier. I know Sutter County's got its program for citizens, right? With LEAP.
Oh, yeah, the LEAP Academy. Yeah, we'll have that. It's coming up, I think. Please go to the Sutter County website if you're interested. It's the community academy called LEAP, and LEAP into Sutter. And it's 5 Wednesdays. I forget the first one, but it's towards the end of July. And each Wednesday, I think 5:30 to 8:30. And we'll have folks come out. We have a meal provided, and you'll get to learn more about the fire department or the sheriff, the library, and so we have 5 different ones, and it's just more about trying to get people engaged and understanding local government, because I think at times, I think we know locally we have to depend on ourselves. Yes, we receive federal and state monies, but really we have to look out for each other.
Yeah. One of the things that was important to me when I had the opportunity to do community radio, I got tired of hearing the national narrative about this is what cops are like. And I was a chaplain at Yuba City PD, and that's not going to happen. And so I started bringing law enforcement on here and helping people understand these are real people. That guy could be your kid's soccer coach, right? These are real people. Don't just see the uniform. And I feel the same way about government. Right? We have a tendency to want to put our local government in the same category as some of the stuff we're hearing on the news. And it's just not that way. You guys have to live here, right? And so I think it's important that there is that communication, right? Because the thinking about government is it's them over there making decisions, and they have no idea what we're doing over here. And you guys have not been that way. It's been, I've had conversations with both of you, and it's like, no, I live here. How can we make this better? How can we make this better? And so I didn't know about that LEAP program, but things like that are so integral. It's easy to talk about, well, I don't like what our government's doing. Are you involved? Do you go and find out? Do you go to council meetings? Do you go to the supervisor? Do you ever go, right? Or do you just go by what people tell you? The other thing is, do you actually get to know any of them? Which has been a blessing. I'm really sorry about when our band broke up, Steve, but we were doing so good, man. We were almost there.
So close.
We were so close. But I do think that's important, and I'm so grateful to hear that that's happening more and more. That cooperative effort, not just with each other in terms of government, but with the people, and that people actually realizing, I do have a voice.
Right.
I am heard. Obviously, you guys can't do everything. If I wrote you a list of the 10 things I'd like to see change in Sutter County and in Yuba City, you might look at it and go, wow, 25 people have told me 3 of those. But at least you're getting the information. It's not about getting everything done the way a citizen wants. It's getting everything done that we as a combined citizenry need. And you guys have to work more with needs than wants. The needs have got the category tied up for you too. So
yeah, I mean, listen, we're up against it. I mean, we certainly don't have the resources at the county level or at the city level to do everything we want to do and everything that could make a city incredibly great. I mean, but it's not just about one solution. Resources are important. I mean, there are not enough of them. So we combine that with working together as a system. We look at economic development opportunities together, and how can we make things a little bit better today than they were yesterday. So engagement with folks, and I have to tell you, I know Steve does this, but engagement with all of our employees, and
yeah.
I have heard time and time again from all of our employees, they want some more things to do here. They want, entertainment possibilities. They want more dining options, and I mean, listen, Yuba City, size-wise, and Sutter County is one of the fastest growing counties in the state. And the city of Yuba City, the top 25% as far as out of 483 cities. We're in the top 25% population-wise.
Wow.
So, exactly. And so you have to be able to provide folks opportunities here, not have them travel as much elsewhere to get those. And so we're working together, again, listening to what folks have to say, what they want to see, and then we're acting on it. And one of the things that we're working on together is a couple of big economic development opportunities that we sort of beta tested in front of folks. And here we are today. We've got a potential property of about 140 acres that they want to work in with the county and the city and put entertainment type options on their property. And so we've had several initial meetings, and that's all kicking into gear. And we have other ventures looking at the Kmart property that the county owns and working together on that. And Steve can tell you a little bit there, but that and many other things. So,
yeah, I mean, one of the things I think you hear in this area is, well, it's a great area, and you're only 2 hours from Tahoe and 2 hours from San Francisco and a half an hour from Sacramento, but there's great things here, and we want to bring more great things here. So it's not just, it's a good place to live because it's convenient. We want people to stay here and be able to enjoy time with their families here and have fun. And and with the Kmart building, and we've had that since I think it was purchased in 2021, and we're working with the city on that. We have some opportunities. One, just in the meantime, this isn't a big development, but having a food truck area or something there where because you see some of these operations throughout the city and even some of the unincorporated areas, and it'd be some legal, some not, and we'd like an area where it's legal for them to be, and make sure that the right sanitation and health requirements are met. And then also we're looking at, the park is right behind the Kmart building, and there's a railroad in between, and we're looking at having a conversation with UPRR to see, can we purchase that so that it's not a dividing line? Right. Can we work on something between the two properties?
That's great.
Yeah, we've imagined, the recent presentation we did, Fish, and I think you saw some of that, but some type of trailway, which is that abandoned UP that goes all the way through Yuba City. It's great. As far as size-wise goes, it goes right into the heart of our downtown as well. Yeah. And if we can capitalize on that, so again, working with Sutter County and through their federal contacts, we're moving forward. And we've also got a great architect engineer firm that's online that's going to be helping us as well. So again, opportunities are there. We just have to snag them, and you're not going to be able to do it alone. Not in this environment, and not with the limited resources we have. But maybe we can do a little bit more by working together.
Guys, how often, or is it very infrequent? Because I know corporations scout areas. They look for things like, because they got upper management, they're like good schools, right? Housing, right? Places to eat. So they look, before they make a leap into an area, they do a lot of research on that. Do you guys get contacted from them periodically saying, hey, this is what we're looking for, we've got X number of employees, and we're kind of looking for that?
Yeah, that happens frequently, and it's not going to happen if you're sitting in a corner crying about your woes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if you're out there saying, hey, we do want to make some changes, we want to make more possibilities available for our residents and businesses here in Sutter County, how do we do that? And so, well, by talking about it a little bit more and going after things that maybe we necessarily haven't done before, and again, by working together. And so when you create a little bit of that buzz, and we had some experience recently when we presented a few things before the council, we ended up getting phone calls after that. And there were companies that do this sort of thing very interested in coming and talking with us. In fact, we have a couple meetings coming up next week as well.
I was in a meeting with you, and you actually were talking about dining, right? Fine dining. So for me, fine dining is in and out. I'm happy. We're good. I don't care what else you bring in.
Our category as well.
I'm happy with that. So I have to think beyond that, because my wife, she likes something a little better than that, so she wants Chick-fil-A, right? It's like I do understand. I remember talking to, I took a season and brought in real estate people, home loan finance people, insurance people, all about the market of housing. And one of the things I was surprised by was they said our shortage of housing is not just low-end housing. We have a shortage in high-end housing. We have a shortage in housing across the board. So I had to change my thinking about dining. I may not want to dine at a really super, although my wife would make me go there, but right, it's like if I got to wear a tie, it's going to be a rough one for me. But you get my point. So it's something for everybody, and so I just think that the Yuba Sutter area, as businesses, corporations look at it, I'm not sitting in Woe Alley. I think this area is over the top amazing, and it's more of these connecting points where we get to hear that, right? Hey, we've connected, we're going to work together for a specific purpose. And whether people realize it or not, the governmental purpose that you guys are working for is called us. Yeah. And we're grateful, right? And it's like sometimes we forget that. It's like, oh, they're just doing a job. No, they're doing a job for you. They're called public servants. I'm public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, fellas, get that in and out. On both sides of the river, put another one in Live Oak, so anywhere I go, I'm good with it.
I don't think he's asking much, is he?
Hey, I didn't ask to fix the pothole.
But for every in and out, it sounds like we have to put a Chick-fil-A next to it.
Or I'm going to hear about it.
Okay,
it's like, well, I love this. And so currently, I know that I spoke with you and I went to a meeting. You guys have already, you're looking down the road at the kind of changes that will make a difference and actually invite more business to our communities.
Yes, absolutely, right.
Yeah, and Robert has invited, in the city, invited the county into their economic development meetings as well. So that's been very helpful.
Oh, so
We're
you guys
thankful
are
for that.
Yeah, you're not out of the loop.
Right.
Some people refer to it as conspiracy. With co-conspirators, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, Steve, maybe we can get him to play harmonica in the band. I don't know, right? It's like...
Your guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your drums.
Sort of. They say.
I'm nothing more than a groupie. I couldn't do anything.
A roadie.
I think I played the clarinet in grammar school, and that's about all I got going for me. So
I don't know too many rock songs with clarinet. We'd have to work on that, right? So I have to ask you, all right, so if you were looking at the immediate future, but also at the long term, what would you say that the city and county are doing that is going to bring a change currently, right, in the future? And what are you guys looking at down the road?
Gosh, what's that one big thing, Steve? I would probably have to say what we've been talking about, the economic development piece, and just provide an opportunity, at least my 2 cents, and I'm not going to speak for Steve, but it's a combination of things. So one, I think the local officials don't get the credit they deserve. The local electeds and local administrators, we're almost a gatekeeper, as well as, working within the resources we have to provide, good public safety and all those amenities that folks need, or at least plow the road so the amenities can be here. But, a lot of our days are spent trying to figure out why it costs, $400,000 to build an affordable housing unit. And we're looking at the funding that's available, and we're trying to work with the state or the federal government. And then you have, HR 1 when it came down as well, that's going to impact the county. And Steve can talk about that. But almost a gate, we're trying to protect those local resources, things that folks need here. But it seems like with 1,000 pieces of legislation that are passed every year, there is hundreds of them that impact us locally. And so we have to make sure we can make do for our residents in all of Sutter County, city, doesn't matter, unincorporated area, to make sure they have the opportunities they need. But then on the other hand, we need to be visionary as well. Right? And make sure that we're not just looking out for today, but we're future focused for 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And I see economic development as one of those biggest opportunities, but it's just thinking a little bit different.
Yeah, and I think there's growth opportunities in both cities and the unincorporated areas. And with Ben and Robert and the county, we're looking at those as well. Everything from, we've talked about Sutter Point over the years, and that's a long-term development, and it's getting closer and closer. And if you go down there, you'll see the streets are in, and they put the little lake is dug out and ready.
What?
And they made an announcement that they're working with, and this is public information, but it's not a done deal yet, but they're working with Margaritaville, which is a franchise, started by Jimmy Buffett. Rest in peace, passed away a few years ago.
I just played his stuff yesterday. I was like, come on, Jimmy.
Yeah, and they have, so they're looking at putting a West Coast community there. They have a couple on the East Coast, and they have restaurants and all of that. So we have something there to attract folks, and it's still respectful of, that is our area to develop and still maintain ag outside of it. The city has developments coming along both on the west and south side of the city, and that are going to provide housing and entertainment opportunities. And then I know Ben is working on a couple as well, and I don't want to speak for him, but he's been really engaged too. So I think each of us have our separate kind of things that we're working on, but at the same time, it benefits all of us when those develop.
I think a lot of times, guys, to be honest, if you don't know, you don't know. Right?
Yeah.
FCC mandate for 93Q is to educate and inform. And that's why I was excited about having you guys on, because it's one more time the community gets to hear what's going on. My wife and I are both Vietnam vets, right? And not in country. I'm not a combat vet, but, that era they call it. And so we had the VA loan ability when we bought our homes. We bought several homes. But I always found a cheaper route to go, and so I never used it. And I'm getting to a point here. So I did not know that a veteran, and we've got, I don't even know how many in this area, that you can use your GI Bill to buy a fourplex, live in one of them, and rent out the other three.
Wow.
I didn't know you could do that. And so it's just, I'm thinking of every veteran. I mean, housing would be taken care of, guys, right?
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, how many things do we not know? And so you guys being willing to come on and talk about it, it helps us know, hey, this is what's going on. There's no secret curtain. There is no conspiracy. No. There's just us, and we're all living here together. And I just think this is an amazing opportunity for the community one more time to hear, look, this is what we're trying to do, folks. Here it is, right?
Yep. Right.
And so
there's just so much, I think, for, growing up here as a kid, there's so much opportunity for folks and things to do, and it just takes that ability to be future focused, have that mindset, if you will, for lack of a better term, and build for not just today, but more importantly for tomorrow. And hearing from residents of what they want to see in our businesses, of what they want to see. Right now, you can go to Sutter County's website or our website, and right there on the home page, you can click a link to take a little survey to tell us what your priorities are. I mean, we kind of gauge that a little bit with folks, but we need to hear more. And it's just a quick survey. Talk about your priorities, because that's who we're here for. I don't know of anything else that defines what I do every day and Steve does every day in 2 words: public servant.
There comes a place when you know you could retire. You know what I'm talking about, Robert?
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in, Fish. Ouch.
I'm retired.
Right.
This is retirement.
Right, yeah, this is retirement.
When you live in such a great place that you want to continue, I think we have a great community. I think this is one of the most wonderful places on the planet to live. And I'm real excited. You guys got that event coming up, the celebration of 250 years of America. I'm buying a 4-wheel drive, putting a big flag on the back. That's my thought for the...
I don't think we're going to put him in charge of entertainment and
Probably.
public relations right now. I think we're going to hold off on that for a bit. Yeah.
Steve, I have to tell you, it sounds like the band playing's been nixed as well.
Maybe we'll have, is it Fishers of Men?
Yeah, you can have that.
At the event.
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
Bring on the band. Guys, thanks so much for coming on. So promise me, publicly, they're going to hear you say it, that you'll grab hold of Ben and come back on the air and let us talk a little bit about what's going on in Live Oak as well, and how this is all connecting together. And I would be interested in hearing a little bit more about Margaritaville. That's the first I heard of that, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Information, stuff that, it doesn't mean it'll happen, but it's great to know, and it's why I asked. People are interested. Corporations, businesses are interested in our community, and it's because of the hard work, not just that you guys have done, but actually people before you laid groundwork as well. Been heading in a good direction for a long time. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think you didn't have to go with the Ville. I think you had them at Margarita.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. He wore the colors of a Margaritaville with a little
you'd fit right in.
Tropical shirt. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to give you your man mandate. Okay, here's your man mandate. You only have to wear 2 shirts. Flannel in the winter, floral in the summer. You can get rid of the rest of your wardrobe.
And I knew that's our fashion consultant right there for all of our events.
So next time you guys show up, I want to see some Hawaiian shirts, okay? Can you do that?
We'll do that for sure.
Thanks for being on, gentlemen.
Thanks, Fish.
All right, thank you.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President.